Threat vectors and attack surfaces are the paths attackers use to get into systems, networks, or data. Think of them like doors, windows, or vents in a building. Some are obvious, some are hidden, and attackers only need one weak entry point to cause trouble. Message-based attack surfaces exploit communication tools like email, text messages, social media, and instant messaging. Attackers use these channels to deliver malicious links, attachments, or messages that trick users into revealing sensitive information, which is why suspicious messages should always be treated with caution. Image-based attacks take advantage of how images are processed, displayed, or shared. Because people naturally trust visual content, attackers embed malicious content in images, sometimes triggering attacks automatically when image previews load, which is why disabling automatic image loading in emails is a smart defense. File-based attack surfaces rely on malicious code hidden inside files that appear harmless. When users open or execute these files, the embedded scripts run, allowing attackers to steal data or compromise systems. Which is why files should only be downloaded from trusted sources and scanned with updated antivirus tools. Voice call attacks exploit weaknesses in phone systems and human behavior. Attackers pretend to be trusted organizations, apply pressure, and ask for sensitive information. So users should always verify the caller's identity, avoid urgent requests, and take time before sharing any information. Removable device attacks use trusted devices like USB drives as delivery tools for malware. Because users often assume these devices are safe, attackers can use them to infiltrate systems and compromise data. With Stuxnet being a well-known example of malicious removable media. Vulnerable software is a major attack surface because flaws in software act like hidden doors for attackers. These vulnerabilities can give attackers access to systems, data, or control if they are not properly patched or secured. Client-based vulnerabilities require the attacker to trick the user into installing and running a specific application. Once installed, the malicious client acts as a gateway, allowing attackers to exploit the system through that trusted application. Agentless vulnerabilities do not require a client to be installed and are often exploited remotely. Examples include browser zero-day exploits and unpatched software vulnerabilities that attackers can trigger through malicious websites or network access. System-based attacks target unsupported systems and applications that no longer receive updates or patches. Since known vulnerabilities in these systems remain unpatched and publicly known, attackers can easily exploit them, making upgrades or isolation critical defenses. Network-based attacks exploit weaknesses in network-connected devices. Wireless networks are especially vulnerable to rogue access points and deauthentication attacks, where attackers intercept data or force devices to reconnect to malicious networks. Wired networks can also be attacked through methods like ARP spoofing and DNS poisoning. These attacks allow attackers to intercept or redirect network traffic, which is why physical security, segmentation, and strong authentication are essential. Bluetooth is another often overlooked attack surface. Poorly secured Bluetooth devices can receive malicious messages, leak sensitive data, or even be taken over, so Bluetooth should be disabled when not in use and protected with strong authentication. Open ports and services increase attack surfaces by exposing more entry points. Every unnecessary open port is an extra opportunity for attackers, which is why unused ports and services should always be shut down. Weak and default credentials are easy targets because attackers know common usernames and passwords that come pre-configured with systems. Changing default credentials and enforcing strong passwords significantly reduces this risk. Supply chain attacks target the organizations and partners a business depends on. If attackers compromise suppliers, vendors, or service providers, they can gain indirect access to their final target. Managed service providers can introduce risk because they often manage multiple clients on shared infrastructure. A single breach, stolen credentials, or misconfiguration can allow attackers to access multiple organizations at once, making vetting and monitoring MSPs critical. Vendors supply finished products or services, and untrusted vendors can introduce malware directly into an organization's environment. Only reputable vendors with strong security practices should be used. Suppliers provide components or materials that can be compromised before reaching the final buyer. Attacks on suppliers can ripple across many organizations, so thorough security assessments and secure communication channels are necessary. The key takeaway is that attack surfaces exist everywhere, from messages and files to networks and supply chains, and reducing risk means identifying, securing, and minimizing every possible entry point. If this helped, consider liking and subscribing for more lessons like this.